just I think I like the draft a little bit more. And again, the premise of 1-1 getting behind, it looks really scary, Bayo. The Quap didn't do, I think, that much to remedy this, because we've seen Quaps get behind, and that hero can definitely struggle to do things. I think even in some ways it's been brought down a peg. It was slightly nerfed a few times. Its items were nerfed a few times. So I'm a little bit skeptical of the 1-1 draft. But if they get even out of lanes, Bayo, if they kind of win out of lanes, then I think they have some great map to play. But I'm quite scared of that not happening to the extent that they want.
Bow to your lord. Sweet, sweet violence.
"30 seconds to battle."
Yeah, this is just like this is a full just kind of ego draft of just, we're just gonna play better. Yeah, we're just gonna press all of our buttons better than you, and it's certainly possible. I think 1-1 is a team that is very, very mechanically skilled, so I think they have the potential to do this. But yeah, this mid lane, again, it is super skill based. Who wins is typically just kind of up to a toss. Do you dodge a few daggers? Niku with a cheeky little attempt to get the extra bounty rune there. Nothing too odd in the facets here, except it is double impact for Niku, so going for a little bit more of lane presence. Almost always we see the chain gang because it's just much nicer to play with. I don't really love the decision to go for the double impact, to be honest. Me personally, I would not do this, but I do think if he's really looking to kind of bring it to Squad X, then this could certainly help. It's a good game for Sleight of Fist, granted. There's quite a few low armor heroes. You do have the Howl coming in, and potentially some early minus armor coming out from Zayats. If we get some Blightstone, so I don't hate it, but it's maybe not what I would have done in this game.
Hey, how you going?
Yeah, it's a little bit of a mind game. Squad X just straight away throws a dagger. Doesn't really... sometimes that's how you can get around it as Quap, is you just throw the dagger out right away, because at this pro level, you're expecting people to kind of hold it and wait for the right moment. So you can catch people off a little bit. So for the lanes, as you said, going relatively even. In the top lane, Riddies and Sweden Strong are kind of fighting. I do think Jakiro was one of these heroes that was brought up a decent bit. I think we've seen this more as it did get a change in the patch. It was just a buff, a straight buff to Liquid Frost. It just does more damage now. It lasts a little bit longer. And Riddies, it's not going to be enough. Zayats does get a kill on Kasane, but Sweden Strong almost goes down to that buff, actually. So trade for supports across the lanes, but it does mean that Zayats got the first blood there, which, as far as support heroes getting first bloods, Bayo go, I'm pretty happy with the Hood and Cap.
Those things aren't cheap, you know.
Shocking. Try again. Shocking.
Yeah, the Vincere has to be pretty on point, which it thankfully was from Triple S. So eking out a kill in this top lane, I think, is definitely less expected than the one in bot lane. So they're probably pretty happy with that early one. Again, Gyro needs to have a good early game. Want to get into those early stacks. Want to be able... Ooh. Squad X did actually get hit by a pretty good amount of damage in the mid lane, but both kind of just trading back and forth as to be expected here. But yeah, Sweet and Strong, yeah, he needs the help that he can get, because if you do get the nice Sigil, if you're straight on top of the Jakiro, it can be nice, but Riddy's, he kind of outranges you. And again, this hero, it was brought up, I think, a decent bit by this buff to the Liquid Frost, because this hero's damage output was already very good. Now it's just kind of that extra tier above. Quanix really would have liked to get this rune. Just a ton of mid presence here, and they're just saying kill Sweet and Strong. Oh,
Pilot light extinguished.
You hurt the ones you... This is my shout.
yeah. Thankfully for Squad X, he's boasting a decent XP lead here, so he's not too upset necessarily, but it's going to be annoying. Once level 5 comes out for Niku, that's really when the double impact is going to start feeling actually impactful, no pun intended. That's when you can certainly start really bringing it to the co-op. For the moment being, taking quite a bit of damage.
Bested.
Ooh. Before even Sonic. Yeah, Squad X has just been doing very well. I mean, that rotation cost a little bit in terms of XP, and bot lane Zayat's getting chased by Mankushi. Oh, not quite fast enough.
I've run across some shapeshifters in the dark world. They move around a lot, but I can tell you about them.
Get a glimpse on the PMA. Yeah, it could be quite annoying. Thankfully, one win. Their command of their lane is pretty good so far. Kind of better than I would have expected, but this haste rune can certainly cause a lot of damage on the map. With double impact, you are stronger rotating in this early stage, and you're really strong at rotating with Riddies on this Jakiro. This combo here is really deadly, and the Juice has no fear in his heart. I don't think he needs to. Oh. Squad X and the wisdom.
Gold and my pocket. Dire snow fortified those structures.
Yeah, that is very crucial. PMA not having necessarily the best start here, probably not the start that you would have maybe wanted coming out of the Lycan. Mankushi having a pretty good lifestealer game. He got into these early phase boots, so not really under very much threat of the Lycan anymore once he did finally get to that item.
Dire's bottom
So he's in a really great state. First, we got a quick little replay here of watching this top fight break out. It was a decent gold injection here. Got the Juice having so far a great game. And I think particularly Briddy's having as good of a game as he's on the Jakiro is very important. He's going to be a huge impact throughout this game. His damage is super necessary. Runes are coming out. Niku. He's a little bit fortunate, and oh my goodness.
Dire's bottom tower needs some
Worthy
help.
tribute.
They're taking stacks too in the triangle here.
tower
Got
is
the
under
juice.
attack.
I was gonna say they're not the best at contesting stacks, but got the juice, and they just took the tower so fast that
Radiant's
they
middle
kind of
tower
are. They
is
pushed
under
Wadex
fire.
away,
Tower is
so he couldn't
fallen.
rotate into this. And Riddies is just having a great game on this Jakiro, and nowadays these Jakiros are typically
Radiant's
tending to
middle
just
tower
full on
should
max
have to
liquid
take
fire,
this
liquid
abuse.
frost.
Dire structures
So they're great
are
at doing the tower
fortified.
push. They're great at dealing kind of that early damage. Maybe they can look on the Niku. Not going to necessarily get the mid tower, but really great pressure coming out from the two supports here. And taking away that hard camp stack is really, really big here, Bayo, because that means that that threshold to echo slam the creeps is a lot higher. You're missing a huge amount of creep count, and to actually kill off that Ancients there, it's going to delay things quite a bit.
You look all sorts of wrong.
Be ensnared in fire.
Viz.
Radiant's middle tower could use some help.
Yeah, and they're bringing over got the juice. So not only Kazana has to be careful, but should be fine. Really nice bushwhack. Maybe the second just barely getting that on the edge there. Really nicely done by Niku and Zayas. I did not think that bushwhack was gonna land. It's just perfectly on the edge, and now if they catapult over.
Take this abuse.
This Abaddon Jakiro lane, I mean,
Radiant's
doesn't
middle
necessarily
tower has
offer
fallen.
particularly much in the game of like, CC lockdown. They kind of lack that in general, but map presence has been really good. When this lane gets ahead, got the juice, he doesn't have to play with any fear at all. He's been rotating onto objectives. Curse of Avernus plus the liquid fire. Maybe not necessarily something you'd think of immediately as kind of a combo, but they've been utilizing it pretty well, and man, you're doing some pretty good damage onto Squad X. He's definitely upset that the rune that he got was the invis, I'm sure. Didn't end up helping him very much in that engagement. That means it could be arcane regen. So definitely a slight low roll. Even the illusion is actually quite decent for Squad X into Ember, but all in all, it's not too bad for one win. It's only a 1k lead. Mankushi, he's been having a similar game to Got the Juice. It's just that Got the Juice has gotten those assists, and he's also gotten those stacks that he took initially. Just a bit of a faster former as well, kind of before either of them get the Radiance. So it's perfectly fine as well. Triple S, he did end up getting the Echo Slam onto the stacks. He's working towards his shard. He does have his blink. He's in a pretty decent position, all things granted, as a Shaker. Hasn't actually been punished too much. He died that one time, but he did get a kill. So they're in an okay position, 1 win, and if you're going to go on to Zayats,
In the end.
Behold my searing gaze.
these damage.
Get a bit caught up there?
Yeah, getting the 6 is really important here because Zonde now is like a real threat. I think he was lacking really any presence in the game, up outside of that kind of like 1 or 2 glimpses. But as a disruptor, before you get that ulti, it can feel really awkward. So super important that he got that. Niku can still play quite aggressive with this shield rune, and I'm curious to see if Niku actually does commit here to this, as he does have an Orchid queued up, not the Mage Slayer. He can obviously just switch into it since they build out of the same Oblivion staff, so he can decide based on the game what he wants to go. But it is an interesting idea. It's a pretty good Orchid game. I think maybe Orchid is kind of underwhelming nowadays as an item, but either way, he does have those options. Smoked up behind Squad X. They can kill Niku through a shield rune, I think. Oh, no! Used everything.
Dire's bottom tower is being chipped away.
Shocking. This reward transcends expectation.
That is really frustrating. The Echo Slam, I really like the concept. I really like just going straight away, but that was also a 4-tier smoke, and they're going to take this time to just go ahead and annoy Munkushi. Not much more to be done, but definitely annoying him. They should get this tier 1 for free as well now that all these cooldowns
Radiant's bottom tower
are
is
away
under
for
attack.
1 win. Means that they're also probably not going to be able to take this top tower, which actually, Bea, looking at this 1-win team, they're pretty bad at taking objectives, period. This lineup is not good at hitting creeps too much. Thankfully, Munkushi, he's got the Ancient Ice Shaman to help out with things in the top side, but
They're beating on Dire's top tower.
it is, they're not even going to get this tier 1.
Radiant's middle tower could use some help.
Comforting rune of regeneration.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Niku!
My birthday.
Not much good's happening to Radiant's bottom tower.
Team strong. Stay still.
Ooh, Dire's courier got killed. Those things aren't cheap, you know.
Squad?
Dire's middle tower is under
This is
attack.
fine. Yes, chains. Oh. Squad X.
Someone better help Dire's middle tower.
Season
Okay.
is over.
Cleans things up. Cleans things up nicely.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Oh, good bushwhack.
Radiant's top tower deserves just as much help as the bottom.
Prepare for a lesson. Anger lies failure. Fire and ice.
Yeah, and you also trade, again, your stacks in the triangle. You're trading up a lot of map presence to Got the Juice, and Abaddon is, as a carry hero, there's a lot of times where I haven't loved Abaddon, as they do look on Iridius here, but just a little bit too far on anybody else to connect. But Abaddon, that gets into its items, is undeniably quite strong, and Got the Juice is super far ahead of everybody else here, about 2,000 ahead of where Munkushi is, who also has that Radiance. Not going to be able to... I just don't think Munkushi is going to be able to, you know, supplement the damage here. And is not a particularly very good matchup either into the Abaddon. Just, you know, maybe if he's far ahead, he's good at going face-to-face, but... And Got the Juice. So once you get into your items as Abaddon, you are very, very strong. I think Blink especially is when I think this hero becomes just a complete monster, as you are able to use that kind of a lot more efficiently than other heroes. The Manta, of course, you have on a kind of lower cooldown because of the quickening. This hero just does so much with items, and sometimes you struggle to get them, but not this game. And so Navi, yeah, as of course 1xbet odds did agree here, they're in a very good position to win this game, and they're looking towards Munkushi. They don't know quite that he's here, and it is probably the hardest kill to get. Position's good. Sikasade.
You hurt
Time to dish it
Dire's
out.
middle tower
Yeah,
isn't going to last
looks
long.
they're being a little bit hesitant about it. Maybe a bit scared of what Triple S is doing on the map. Of course, we know that he is over towards mid, so they won't actually commit onto this tier 2. Maybe a mistake, you know, if you have all vision. Niku, however, he did finish up this Orchid, so he went fully into it. He is relatively quite poor on the Ember, but it's a very good one item to have. Is this Orchid? They have no response to it for the time being. And it's going to be a little while before they ever get one. Mankushi, no way to dispel it. Kasane, no way to dispel it. Just none across the board. These are all heroes that hate being silenced.
Fire and ice.
Yeah, probably they should have it now. I think the position coming out the juice is enough. They do get on the Niku, and
Radiant's bottom tower's got problems. Radiant structures have been snow fortified. Dire have fortified their structures. Not much good's happening to Radiant's bottom tower. Radiant's bottom tower has fallen. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
yeah, I think perfectly nice for one win. You definitely wanted to delay this Orchid from really doing anything, so taking that off the map for the time being is really nice. Sweet and Strong, notably as well. Ayo did get into that shard, and Triple S has his shard. So these two heroes definitely get pumped up a lot by having that. Gyro just before having the shard and after is a completely different hero. Of course, free shard is coming up, and the Tormentor should be Navi's by right here, and they will get it pretty much uncontested. Pretty good shards across the board. These is nice to have, just that extra damage to pump in is really, really nice, but Zayat's even better. This was nerfed in the recent patch, but only by a 5% difference for the spell amp, so it's still a very, very strong spell. Great for clearing waves, great for amping the damage of all the magic that they have. These two supports can easily solo kill a hero if they find them in the right position. They're gonna smoke up. Niku? Oh no!
Is Queen
Died.
You'll be looking up at the grass.
Let's get started.
Oh, Triple S. Yeah, he's dead.
Shaking.
Oh, ow.
The grasslands. of my
Dire's
home.
top tower is under attack.
I strike.
Yeah, we're running at the Roshan. This is a lineup that is also great at doing Roshan, notably one-win team. Not great at contesting Rosh, without, of course, having their two big AoE spells, and not good at taking the Rosh either, so this first Rosh is certainly in the hands of Navi. I don't know if they're going to even give this to Got the Juice. I suppose they will. Maybe it'd be preferable to have it on Niku, but can't really hurt, I guess, for Got the Juice. Once he has that blink, he can just play completely psycho, no regard for human life. Of course, he will have two of those. Squad X, by the way, did get into that BKB, so at a pretty comfortable timing for the Quap. I'd say that he's doing, I mean, you know, net worth wise, he isn't necessarily doing the best on on one win, but for Quap, this is pretty good. Again, we can see where Niku is sitting, and it is not super high. This Orchid hasn't really paid dividends yet for Niku. He just kind of died twice before he got to use it, and Zayat's really nice jump back. Has a Lotus, has an Essence Ring. BKB. Does he live? Oh no. Yeah. Oh. And a pause. A little bit of a quick stretch there from Science, as he has some packet loss. But yeah, no, the secret power of Hoodwink is not having this long range stun or being able to evade, being able to go through trees. It's rage baiting the enemy team. That's the secret power of Hoodwink, because I don't think there's a single player who plays a decent amount of Dota who hasn't at once gone too far to try and kill the squirrel and gotten punished for it. It's inevitable. Every game there's a Hoodwink. I think at some point you're going to get a little bit frustrated against this here, especially Zayats has been piloting it so well this game.
Radiant's top tower deserves just as much help as bottom.
Well, hopefully not for the Hoodwink in this game, but you should be for the Hoodwink, because Zayats, he's been having an incredible performance. Kazane, they do see him, and the hidden power of Lycan, this vision is I hate playing this matchup. Disruptor into Lycan it's so miserable, Bayo. There is the whole game, you know, you're completely contingent on being in the back line. You're the slow armor hero. Ideally you want to get into some early kind of blink. You want to play just completely off positioning and vision. And there's no other hero that kind of just is the antithesis to that than Lycan. Reddy's too. He is on this Jakiro. He's had really big impact. I think these buffs to the Jakiro were very significant coming out in this patch. They seem small just onto the Liquid Frost, but I think this hero was already slightly underrated in Squad X. He's gotta be careful. He does have BKB, but you would obviously not want to extend it. He's gonna have to. Rage baited.
Dire's bottom tower needs some help.
Go for my master.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, no, there's not even really that much burst to go through. You'd have to be very, very kind of frame perfect on the magic damage. And even then, I don't know if there's an instance high enough to kill. Oh, God. I think a dragon's pretty cool on Azir, and Kushi, he has a BKB. He's probably not quite forced to use it. So nice discipline there. We'll get out without having to commit it. Worth.
Is mine now.
Yeah. Zayats, he got caught. He got caught trolling in the enemy jungle, so go ahead and punish him quick. It is nice, I think, always to take a support off the map. Just gonna delay Na'Vi a little bit. They didn't necessarily, of course, I think, need to get on the high ground during this Aegis. That second one will be kind of the ideal timing. Because God the Juice is, well, I mean, living up to his name. He has certainly got the juice this game. He is massive. And they do now have 2 Orchids, and what's really annoying for 1 win is they don't have any meaningful dispels still. They went for BKBs. Mankushi, he has Sanjay Yasha BKB. Not this Mantis style. So between these 2 Orchids, they're going to have to be popping the BKBs pretty liberally. They don't really have any other option. They can't, for the moment, on any of their heroes, get rid of it outside of doing so. I think Sweet and Strong is working towards a Solar Crest into that Lotus, but it's a long ways away. And Triple S doesn't even have the BKB yet, so he could really get messed up in these fights by the Orchid. Big thing to watch out for is to see how these 2 Orchids are used, because kind of weirdly, I think 2 Orchids is, even though I think Orchid is somewhat underwhelming at times, 2 Orchids is definitely better than 1 just being able to necessarily get it off the second time. You know, having 2 to easily force BKBs and use them on different targets pretty liberally. Should be really, really nice for Got the Juice, and eventually he'll get into that Bloodthorn Abyssal territory, which is where you can just literally one-shot heroes from full. Or again, still a great game for Navi, and they make a smoke up 1-win towards kind of the top side, hoping for something, and they will get Miku. Ooh, can. Ooh. Yeah.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Transcends expectation.
Radiant have fortified their structures.
My God, Sweden's strong. Almost died on the gyro there, but did get the missile off in time to PMA. He does have now a BKB, so this Lycan is extremely scary. Unkushi, oh, he's actually going to be forced to BKB here. Triple S doesn't have one. Oh, he does. Oh, just finished. Yeah. Doesn't matter.
Radiant's top tower is getting just as much
Oh, no.
Radiant's middle tower could use some help.
Guess what comes first?
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Akira.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen. Look what they're doing to Radiant's middle barracks.
Oh, no.
Radiant's
Too far.
Radiant's middle barracks are under attack. Radiant's middle barracks have fallen. Radiant's top tower is under
And
attack.
Niku, he does get glimpsed. He
Radiant
gets quite
structures
low,
are
but
fortified.
should be able to come back with the TP if he wants. Maybe they'll back up for now, I guess. They have a pretty good reason to go check out where the Roche is. There's an amplified damage that I believe they'll actually just barely see with the Courier there. And there's a Tormentor that they want to get right up spawn. A lot of objectives to play for. So they don't quite get the 2 racks, but they get everything they want. And these BKBs, again, you know, they only have BKBs to stop these engagements from happening, and they're getting lower very, very quickly. X is down to his 7 seconds, so 1 more usage at minimum. They did give him a gem, and he will pick up an amplified damage for himself. If the Roche was up, they would love to maybe try and burst it. I don't think they quite could, but gonna posture around this Roche. Still think that they're quite significantly weaker in this fight. PMA is gonna be a monster with this BKB online, and got the juice, and he just does not care. And ooh, he's so smooth. Nice. X jumps. Oh, didn't BKB you. They used all 3. On the Miku. Did BKB. Remnant. Science. Oh my. Oh, got him. Acorn shot
Not
with the creep.
wherever it is you think you're supposed to be.
Arcane energies.
It's strong.
Double kill.
Oh, just TP. Good block.
Radiant's bottom
Mancucci?
tower is under attack.
Has the borrow time. Yeah, it was honestly very well played by one win. I don't think they could have eked very much out there if they tried, but they'll actually be in a decent position to contest this Roche again. I don't think they can head into it on Navi until they have that borrowed time. Not necessarily the biggest deal. Again, one win. They suck at doing objectives. Maybe Roche less than towers for sure, but it does take them quite a while to get through. So there's no way they'll be able to sneak the Roche, barring something really, really crazy here. But that fight showed a little bit of promise. I think if they play things kind of ideally, if they kite out his timings, and of course, without borrowed time, the Juice is not the same hero at all. Smoke not landing onto anything. They would definitely take anything here, even Zayats, because notably Bayo, this squirrel has a Hex now. So if there was ever a time to actually commit everything onto Zayats, I think now is the time. No buyback and a Sheepstick on deck. I mean, Orchid is scary enough, but this is not something that you can just BKB away. See, oh, got the Juice. Oh, it has the Hex. Oh no. BKB? It's taking a lot of damage. They have Glimpse. Niku. Good kill. Good too.
Killing spree!
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, but I still don't know if they'll be able to fight this. This might just be a Roche to one win. They're managing their cooldowns very well. I'm just eking out these fights. By all means, they should be kind of losing, but they've been doing a great job of keeping that one hero that they jump alive. And Navi, they know the Roche is happening, but they are going to end up giving it away. And like Kushi is finally at the point where you can see that as long as he has this BKB or gets the rage off in a meaningful time, he's very comfortable to fight Got the Juice. And I'm a little bit surprised even by Got the Juice's item build here, as he is going straight into the overwhelming bump, not finishing the Abyssal. I think it's fine, but I feel like that Abyssal could really help to get that singular kill that they're just aiming for every fight. Niku, ooh, might have to BKB. Doesn't look like it.
Shame to tame the tail.
Yeah.
Tribute to my house.
Yeah.
It looks like Dire fortified.
Yeah, I think at this point in the game, it's super worth it. I think it is definitely a good purchase when you've gotten to this point.
Radiant fortified their
And it's even good for just finding these supports, finding some way to get on top of PMA and the likes. We will at some point, Bayo, this is something that we also have to talk about. So we're going to have another Wolf on to the field and going to drop the Echo forward. I think that's perfectly worth it. It's going to take a lot of damage. Actually has to be KD on Triple S and may have to on Squad X as well. Or just... Nice.
This reward transcends expectation.
They're beating on Dire's top tower.
Yeah, definitely nice to have it as well. If you can keep this on Zayats, you're going to eliminate a decent bit of that threat of the potential Silver Edge coming out and scouting you before these fights start. I see. So it's been past hands, yeah. And that means Swan, are they holding on to Gem at all? I guess they only got that one from Riddies, so not gonna have it quite. In terms of extra items coming up for 1-win, it's really, I mean, there's Shiva's coming out, which will be quite nice for Squad X. He did hit level 20 for the Sonic Wave cooldown. That's a really, really nice timing for him. Kasane, of course, biggest item in the game that is going to be coming up is going to be that Ags onto the Disruptor. The Ags onto the Lycan is really big, is what I was kind of getting into before. Got that kill on the Squad X and got the juice. Nothing to do with it. He also has secondary strikes. This game. Oh, great kill. They're gonna jump.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower has fallen. Radiant's bottom barracks have fallen. Radiant's bottom barracks have fallen.
Yeah, you have to play around that timing. And this wolf is pretty scary. It alleviates a lot of Abaddon's weaknesses versus just being able to get on top of heroes after that, or stay on top of them necessarily. And you also have that Curse of Avernus attack speed for Got the Juice. Some good neutral items coming out. Riddies, he also got the Ags on the way, or by the way, on the Shakiro. So he is having a pretty tasty time. It's a great game for it, of course. There's itemized so heavily into the BKBs. And interestingly as well for 1-win is they did itemize for 2 different Shivas, Bayo, which isn't necessarily a horrible thing. It's a pretty good Shivas game, but it's a little bit awkward that they overlap for Triple S. Not having that kind of refresher at this timing could be pretty crucial. Just that singular BKB might not be enough, and now Got the Juice has the Abyssal, so as a wolf he can certainly kill I think a target before they get their BKB off with any helping stun. Very, very reliably you can do so. Seconds on Aegis. He wants to die. Oh, okay.
Fire and ice.
Discount Silver Edge, helping a Lycan Wolf. He's pretty fast, but won't be able to accomplish anything off of it. Smoke up from Navi. They have a... Oh, yeah. Not gonna find anything, it looks like, for Navi on the smoke. Being a little bit too patient, but they have a lot of reach. Ooh. Oh. Has the axe? He's broken. EMA.
The flames rush forth.
Zayats, he is man on the run. Akushi, just a singular hit. Not quite, and Nick is in. Extremely deep. Oh, too deep. Yeah, it's gonna be quite nice for Mancucci. Very quality of life here to keep him into these fights, and it is a little bit scary that there's gonna be a secondary hex coming out from Niku. I think relatively soon here. He's been eyeing that, and particularly once got the juice, it does have the he's still about 1200 I think on Niku, but once got the juice as well. Once he has this BKB, notably, this is going to be 9 seconds. So obviously you can't use it if he gets the Ags onto him. But in that last fight, if he was initiating, he would have just pressed it. He wouldn't have gotten hit by the static storm because he would have hit that BKB right as he initiated. Or presumably that's the idea, because BKB is still strong against Disruptor, granted, when he has the Ags. You just have to be very liberal with pressing it, which sometimes it's the issue, you know, if it's only 6 seconds. But once that's a 9-second BKB with the Wolf, the juice is going to be incredibly scary. And another great counter, notably Bayo, to the Ags on Disruptor is an Aegis. Better than BKB. And this is going to mean that they have to kill him once, well, really, like, twice with the borrow time. I'm assuming they don't break him on the first life before they can actually get that static storm onto him. So it's a really, really nice timing for them. Ags out for Squad X. This is a big damage increase for the Quap. Yeah, onto Niku. Yeah, which makes sense, a lot of sense. So once Niku gets into this, he does sell his bottle, buys the sheep stick out. So now he has 2 sheep sticks, 2 BKBs. He's got 10 remnants if he starts with a full 5, even more maybe if he gets with a shard. And they're gonna look to break this Aegis, but is the break gonna be long enough? It is. Okay. Can they get out? Echo does nothing. She's dead. Oh. Gets out. Sane.
Radiant structures have been snow fortified. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Triple S. Oh no.
Radiant's top tower is fallen.
No BKB. Dies still.
Radiant's top barracks have fallen.
Megas.
The Dire now has mega creeps.
Yeah, it definitely gotten harder. It was nice that they took away the BKB, but or the Aegis initially, but it meant that they kind of dropped everything they had, and then there was still that borrowed time. So just did not play out for one win the way they would have liked to. And it is very difficult for Mancucci to stay on top of heroes this game. Zayats does have a BKB on the Hoodwink, which I think is quite hilarious. Got the juice, will be finishing whatever his next item is, very likely the BKB, as we've seen. It was the... Yeah, with the... it was also with the Hoodwink. The boomerang was applied there. So that extra spell amp was really coming in. So just really nicely played by Navi. And these long fights are quite difficult for one when, again, their BKBs are very low. Unfortunately, that Echo Slam, you know, it did go into 2 BKB targets, and Triple S doesn't have this refresher. I think he's probably biting himself a little bit on the Earthshaker for having this Shivas, because as nice as I think it probably has felt to be tanky in that way, have the vision is nice on the Zayats. Have the BKB, but not gonna use it. Oh, kind of wasted it. Mancucci. No infest. Good dodge.
Your place is here.
He's gonna die. Okay.
From life.
Yeah, it's a pretty tall climb up that mountain for sure. By no means does getting that kill on two got the juice to swing things, but it is quite nice. Mancucci doesn't have the Abyssal still. He opted to go for a Daedalus, but his damage is now much better with his item, and we can see he is very tanky at this point in the game, standing up toe-to-toe with Mancucci, or got the juice. If he's ever broken on the Abaddon as well, he's losing a ton of damage from that Curse of Avernus not being available.
Radiant's middle tower
So overall, I mean, Guanwin holding into it. Of course, as I was talking about, the Shiva is maybe not feeling the best. He gets immediate use out of it onto catching the Hoodwink. So that was, I mean, you know, that ended up nicely. And it does mean that Triple S did get into the refreshers. So now he'll be level 20 or 25 as well soon. Has that full refresher onto Triple S. He can be a little bit more liberal with these Echo Slams. Kasane's eyeing a refresher himself. They do still have some great late game heroes on the side of Guanwin, so they're not out of it by any means. The game is still definitely very difficult. Getting onto these objectives is very difficult. Even if you get a team fight, as you said, there's a decent chance you can't even end the game. But they do have quite a lot of items that are going to be really impactful that they have coming up. True. He let the Rax die in the top lane, give them that false set of confidence. Very, very smart play here by Triple S. But I mean, it's like somewhat cope, but it does actually become somewhat relevant when you have this timeless Whisper of the Dread. Triple S's damage is incredible. He has pretty much as much as you could possibly aim for. Even that amp coming out from the Shivas now will be on top of it. So he can very meaningfully burst people. Got the juice again, we've seen, is not immortal. He does have the BKB. There's now a refresher for Niku. So again, you know, these late game items, they do go both ways, but we'll have to see who it truly does favor. Having Niku's refresher is pretty big, but again, Agastatic Storm is the great equalizer. It's a good chance that whatever item you do buy just can't even be utilized onto Na'Vi. And have to maybe hold on to those buybacks for Niku. For the time being, he doesn't have buyback. He did buy out for the refresher, and it's a decent first kill.
Tribute to my house. A tool to teach.
Yeah, it's a I think they would have preferred, of course, on Na'Vi to get a little bit more in. Just again, Niku, I think, as well, is he really does want to get that buyback. Buyback is quite strong for the Ember in this game, because if you do get ever caught in that static storm, which, oh my god, Niku is so aggressive. He's making me nervous. If he ever does get static stormed, he does. Oh yeah, the Hex. Oh, no buyback.
This is going to be sad.
Planers.
Could use some help.
Yeah, I mean, so I guess that's just a relative trade. A little bit more gold for the ways of one win, but yeah, that was a little bit too overzealous by Niku. Again, he really wants this buyback so he can be able to come back off the back of that shard. For the time being, I think that was a little bit too greedy to not use the BKB, but it is to be expected sometimes into this disruptor. He should be pressing it before he jumps if he's being aggressive. Certainly without buyback as well, but it didn't really matter. Of course, they got the quap, so. Oh no. No. Oh yeah, he got. Yeah. No, that was good execution by Navi there. And it is a slow one here, 54 minutes. Of course, waiting for this next Roshan to spawn, which is also being rather slow. It's going to be just about the maximum spawn here, actually. So taking its sweet time to go into the hands of Navi. They would like to get this, of course. It's much better than having the BKB forgot the juice, as we've seen. Are inching closer towards this refresher for Kasane. This is the biggest, if Ags was the biggest item coming up for, in the game total for Kasane, the refresher is the second biggest one. Of course, it's nice to have all these extra BKBs and refreshers on the side of Navi. But, again, sometimes you just won't get your items off into this Ag Static Storm. It is very quick to jump. Even Triple S can throw in a lot of chaos there. So the fights, despite being 18k net worth, Mega's down, they're relatively even in the fights for the time being. They're gonna see Mankushi. Okay, not anymore. Mankushi? Oh! He gets it off?
Killing spree! Double kill!
Gonna have to. Oh no.
Triple kill!
There's three.
Radiant's Ancient is under attack.
Transcends expectation.
Yeah, I'm a little bit kind of confused on why they're so antsy to get into this kind of Roche fight for one win. I don't think, as we've seen, the Aegis is not incredibly impactful for Got the Juice. He can still die that one time. It's a very annoying, granted, but even like 4 buybacks and they're still going for this fight. If they die, Gucci, he's dead. No buy.
Dire wins! They did it! Dire team's turn to ban. Radiant team ban.
This is one of his best heroes by far.
Radiant team ban. Dire team ban.
Ban out Adusa, which White Kid came to pick that up, which they have really kind of preferred, but going for the Undying instead. I'm not exactly sure I see it, but the damage on Navi is considerably low, I would say, between these 3 heroes, if especially they get behind in the game, kind of similar to the 1-run draft in game 1. So maybe this Undying can get to a point where you're a bit too big to fail. Now the question for Navi, well, not much of a question. They go into Brood. So I was maybe wondering if a cheese hero would come out here, as I think the Huskar did look kind of decent. Maybe not the best in the Hoodwink, but the Broodmother is, I think, even better. This hero gives you all the damage that you need. Notably, Silencer, Hoodwink kind of just hate playing against this hero. Being able to find them through anything. Has a decent supporting cast behind it. Goes back to amp the damage. 2, heroes that have BKB piercing stuns. Doesn't care about the silence. Doesn't care about undying much in lane. Doesn't care about the tombstone too much. So it's a nice pick for Got the Juice. I mean, sure one win are having a little bit of arachnophobia, a little bit of PTSD from the last time these two teams met. Because it was the Broodmother forgot the juice in a very, very brutal set of events there.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team's turn to ban.
It probably just safest to not let them have it. I think, yeah, they fully serve that purpose.
Dire
I think
team's turn to
playing against Pangolier, I think it's one of Silencer's worst matchups, I think, in the whole game. Sometimes it's nice that you can, if he has the Ags, you can dispel him, or you can silence him while he's rolling, but even then he'll generally kill you. You're just so low armor, so low HP. Obviously Hoodwink is quite similar. Low armor, low HP. You kind of rely on like that evasion and running through the trees. Neither of those are meaningful into Pango. Diffusal has a lot of impact this game against these low mana pool strength heroes, so Nico, he's going to have a pretty hefty kind of responsibility in this game, but I think that with the right set of circumstances, he can fill those shoes pretty easily.
Positive mental attitude.
"30 seconds to battle."
First blood!
What's this? A fascinating substance. Don't mind me.
Yeah, Brady should have a pretty decent lane down here. Had really good impact in this last game on the Jakiro, so expecting him to do quite well. He's generally just, I think, a very solid part of Navi. Never really seems to do anything too offensive. There's some very consistent supports and should be a good lane for them. I do think kind of it's annoying on Got the Juice to lose the strength on the Broodmother. You're already pretty low HP in that regard, but that just gives you more effective regen. And in the top lane, PMA, that's a lot of damage.
I can't have you.
Denied.
Yeah, there's a reason that I think some teams are valuing it still quite highly, even if you lost the second global, which is definitely why mostly teams are picking it up. Let's take a lot of damage in the mid lane on Niku. Quadx looking for a kill. Ooh, so scary. In a second. Oh, I think he's dead. Oh.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, that first blood helps a lot getting to that point. Pretty unfortunate for Niku, and top lane again. He's gonna get the kill, I think.
My edge goes. Put me back into it.
Radiant have fortified their structures.
It's only level 1. Level 2 is when it gets scary, for sure. The level 2 damage ticks up quite a bit, and I'm kind of looking onto Mankushi. I did not know that this was the damage. Zayat's level 3. I did not know that this. Is this supposed to work this way? It looks like he's quill spraying through the nightmare. I would assume that would have broken it, but he's been doing it this whole laning phase, and I don't think it's been breaking the nightmare.
Radiant's middle tower could use some help.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like an intended interaction there. And I mean, maybe I could have seen it wrong, but it really did seem like he was getting hit by quills, and he's been pressing them while they've been nightmared. Seems like it hasn't been ending, so. I mean, a really nice little combo that they figured out, if that is true. Certainly in much stronger lane than it already would be, regardless, which of course it would be quite strong. Kasane does get the level 3 for the Arcane Curse, so his damage is quite decent. Doesn't actually get that extra damage onto Pime in the top side. Man, this mid lane is really starting to get brutal. Bayo, I mean, Niku is doing his best to kind of cope it up, but 2 kills onto Squadex. He's already level 6 at 5 minutes, and Niku, I think he's gonna have to queue up these raindrops soon, because Squadex he's gonna win this regen war pretty handedly for a good while.
Not for the living.
You may.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower shouldn't have to
Science.
abuse.
Yeah. We'll just have to see if he commits to it. I wouldn't really know why. I mean, it is flat damage and armor, so it's not like the stats are lost on the hero. But generally just kind of seen as worse than treads for a decent reason. But Squadex in the top lane should pretty easily kill PMA here. And not even gonna have to commit the coil.
Killing spree!
Radiant's top tower deserves just as much help as bottom. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Sorry, Mankushi. Oh, they're bringing.
Radiant's
Oh no, the coil. No shield?
Radiant's top tower has looked
Oh.
better.
Your eyes like a didn't
Heals up.
Silence.
The wisdom shrine too.
Radiant's top tower has looked better.
Yeah, very, very nice. And notably, of course, Bayo, this, these aren't just, random kills and assists. Obviously, they're very helpful, but it's getting Zayats extremely quickly into his 6, which is going to be super impactful. He's level 5.5 at 8 minutes, but it's also meaning that Riddy's got 3 stacks so far on the Grimoire for himself. So I believe an extra 2 there from that engagement. He'll have the 6 pretty early as well on these supports, and that's going to be extremely impactful. These 2 heroes getting it, especially before the silencer is going to get into that silence very presumably, then just very likely to have huge impact coming out of this Bane. Looks like Squad X. Ooh. Oh, it's so brutal. And Riddy is too. Oh.
Under attack.
Oh no. Got the juice. Oh, the stun. He's dead? Oh no.
Radiant's bottom tower's got problems. Radiant structures are fortified. Dire's top tower is under attack. Not much good's happening to Radiant's bottom
Definitely
tower.
definitely not a downside. Yeah. That's
Leading on Dire's
it's
top
a pretty
tower.
good downside. I'll take that one for sure. It means that also they get very confidently into the spot side. I really like that move from Onikushi, who has kind of an interesting build going straight into the Maelstrom, but it doesn't mean that he gets the spot tower. Takes away some space from Got the Juice, who notably actually is not having that great of a game onto the Brood. Just got the 6, so it'll definitely accelerate a lot. Yeah, man, Squad X is... You give him, an inch and he'll go a couple kilometers with that way, and yeah, he is really, really, really farmed on this puck. Curious to see what else he can do across this game, but there's really nothing stopping him again. Once Zayats does have the 6, that's probably your biggest threat, and actually even maybe the Nightmare into rolling. Oh, but Niku... Careful. Radius has ulti. PMA's here. That's curveball. Oh, that sucks.
Someone better help Dire's middle tower. Dire have fortified their structures. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower isn't going to last. Dire's middle tower just went down.
No, not at all. Definitely Squad X is gonna be very comfortable with his itemization. Even looks like Triple S, he's got the Vanguard queued up, so he'll probably get into Crimson at some point. Very good Crimson game for the likes of this Undying. Does not work into the Pango Swashbuckle or anything, so that doesn't necessarily impact that hero as much, but still just having that extra HP, it's a very good into Brood. Obviously not able to use the Spiderlings to full effect. Won't be able to use the Manta or that extra damage. So it will be a very nice item for Triple S when he does decide to go for it. And Zayats has the grip, but Squad X... Ooh. Early global. Oh, Niku. Oh. Good dodge. Sister Shroud? Ooh. It is. Yes. In theory, although I think in theory, I don't know if it actually does work that way or not. Sister Shroud is just a weird item, so it always seems like it gives a lot more effective HP. But in theory, yes, that is exactly how that should work. If intended game mechanics are working as intended, as we've seen, maybe not this game.
Amazing what you'll find laying around.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but they got the Tombstone and they got the Silence as well. So I honestly think this rotation by them is really nice. They can get into Triple S. Now, this is very deep, but oh, he walks up just far enough. Should be dead. Oh, drop both.
Radiant's middle tower could use some help. Dire's bottom tower needs some help.
Ooh, good bushwhack.
Shattered to pieces.
Has the Nightmare. Oh.
Someone better help Dire's middle tower.
No, not at all. That was very nicely played by OneWin.
Dire's
Just going
middle
straight
tower
away
isn't going to
into
last long.
that rotation there, bringing every hero. Notably, it has opened up PMA quite a bit, which I'm a little bit worried about. He's getting really big on this Bristleback Bayo and taking away a decent bit of space as well from OneWin in their own jungle. But now he's got this full Lotus Orb, 14 minutes Lotus Orb finish. It's a very, very good Lotus Orb game. This removes Kasane's impact at all into the Bristle and any hero that he decides to get that Lotus on. Can remove a lot of the damage that Puck has as well, or at least the utility in the Silence.
Radiant's middle tower is
Unfortunately for
under attack.
Niku, that doesn't necessarily help him too much because he's just been getting coiled into death pretty much every fight or global.
Radiant's middle tower
He does end up finishing the phase boots, interestingly enough, but it was after his defeat.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Yeah.
Are those cracks in Dire's top tower?
Do they have the damage? No blank. Well, they maybe could have gotten him.
Oh, now I feel better.
Yeah, and notably, I mean, this is a really good Bristleback game as well, and trade on to Kasane, he just does not care on PMA. Can't Sister Shroud do anything. Doesn't feel like it. Yeah, I mean, this hero is great into Puck. That's the other aspect in Triple S. It's a sleepwalk. And a sleepwalk, I believe, with a Nightmare. Just well played. They're just going to keep him there. He doesn't TP's on the courier, still 20 seconds.
Top tower.
Kind of annoying. I mean, he does have this Crimson now on Triple S, so he's decently impactful actually on the Undying. But yeah, putting him on the cliff meant that they could secure this top tier too. So Navi, even though it seemed like, I mean, Squad X has gotten so much, they've just eked out a
Radiant's
lot.
bottom tower is under attack. Not much good's happening to Radiant's bottom tower.
Ooh,
Dire's
great.
top tower is under attack.
Break.
What's happening to Radiant's bottom tower?
One lucky to another.
They're beating on Dire's top tower.
Yeah, they're pretty strong still on OneWin. That was a fight that did go in their favor, and Mankushi having this link is really, really crucial, and they just barely catch that. What is Zayat's? He's trying to set up, but did not expect all these heroes to be here, and maybe Mankushi, but no, it does not seem like it. Triple S is so strong into Got the Juice. This Crimson is going to be a really big thorn in his side for a pretty long time. Doesn't have anywhere to deal with it. Eventually he'll want to get into that Nullifier. I think that will be perfectly fine for him, but it's quite a ways away. Again, he does want to get into this Orchid. You kind of need that mana regen from the item to begin with. So getting some decent ground back on 1 win. Again, they had kind of, it's like a weird little power spike of Squad X gets, you know, all these kills. He's 7, 0, and 5, but he's not necessarily the best. Again, say a hero like this Bristle, then Navi overextends. So now for the time being, they're fairly happy. Although PMA, he is working on a pipe, and that's going to be a very significant item coming out. Definitely going to be akin to roughly the Crimson Guard that Triple S has. Is it's mostly magic damage for 1 win, and the hero that is typically doing mostly physical damage, which will still be a lot from Mankushi, but he does have a Maelstrom, so he's also kind of mixed damage here on top of the Dragonite. So it's going to be a very nice game to get the pipe here. Curious to see what Nico itemizes towards. He did get a Brigand's Blade, which for a lot of heroes is maybe nice, but not notable. For Pango, very, very notable. Looking on PMA, they have a break. They're going to kill him. Wow. Yeah.
Radiant's middle tower could use some help.
Yeah, I don't think it's too significant. I mean, you have to. I mean, maybe Squad X could have gone. Maybe he could have gone like Plasma into BKB, perhaps. But the Yules is quite nice this game. It'll be nice even for getting rid of kind of some kiting purposes. Maybe keeping Kasane alive for a little bit longer in these fights, because he is certainly going to be going down. But it is a Roshan for the side of Navi, because their team is quite good at doing it. Again, 1 win, maybe not the best at doing objectives in comparison to Navi. One thing there's drafts so it's kind of lacked. Obviously, Dragonite can supplement it pretty well this game, especially with how farmed he is. And they're smoking just about 400 gold from Mankushi's BKB. I think that this might catch Navi off, so it might work, but it is kind of a scary prospect. Detection. Gets the golem. Ooh. No tomb. Not that difficult.
Insect. Delicious.
You fought and died with honor. Just what I've been waiting for.
Yeah, that was a really odd timing to go for that. I mean, I liked the concept that it was kind of an off timing, so I think maybe that could have worked there. But for Kasane, he was holding the global for the Fiend's Grip there, which is probably maybe the correct play. I didn't see actually who the Fiend's Grip landed onto, but I mean, holding that meant that Radius just barely ended up getting that Golem off, which was super crucial there. They could have maybe gotten that first kill. Maybe they could have changed it into more. Probably not, granted the way the fight was playing out, but the concept was there. But now, unfortunately, it looks like Got the Juice is going to take the Tormentor as well here. Broodmother very good at soloing it. Here, we'll give the shard over to Zayats, which is fine. It's not a max brain sap, so it's not going to be necessarily the wave clear tool you were looking for. But both these support shards are relatively fine, inoffensive for Navi.
Here I am.
bottom tower's got problems.
Has the pipe. He has the roll up. Is how. Very good itemization actually by him to go into that early shard. I was wondering what he would do about the Dream Coil. I know some Pangos like to just buy BKB, but getting that roll up was really nice. Got the juice. He's gonna lose his first life. A little bit overzealous here. So not maybe the ideal usage of the Aegis, but doesn't actually give anything too meaningful away.
Dire's bottom tower is being chipped
Ants.
away.
Ooh, good Lotus. They can't kill Zayats. Oh, Zane.
Silence.
Yeah, that was really, really nicely done. And Makushi getting a little bit punished for holding that BKB. Really grouped up for Riddies and starting to see the damage issues for the side of One Win. It's a pipe, it's a Lotus, it's the Glimmer Cape coming out. Riddies has the heal, Zayats has the save. He was even holding on, by the way, to do the big Lotus. Ooh, yeah. Well, it was the recipe, yeah. And got the juice. I mean, obviously on top of all the magic damage reduction they already have, he has his BKB, PMA has the Southern Yasha. He's not lying, actually, I think, anymore. Niku's here. No BKB for 7. Oh.
Su lechita y a dormir.
Oh, now I feel better.
Yeah, really unfortunate for them. I mean, Squad X still hasn't even died in this game, but his again, he's a Puck. Solo carrying a game as Puck is typically quite difficult. I mean, you can solo carry in the sense of casting your spells really, really effectively, but in terms of damage, this hero is not kind of the hero that can do that into pipes, into lotuses. Ooh, and he has the rules, and actually Fiend's Grip, because there is the global, so.
Dire's middle tower isn't going to last long. Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Another name in my grimoire.
兄弟们，这波我舒服了。
Dire's bottom tower is being chipped away. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower always did get short shrift.
Yeah, and you know, One Win again. If they got behind, I was a little bit worried for their damage, and they certainly have. And particularly, I mean, a lot of these supports are just rather tanky. The Essence Rings coming out for Zayats and for Riddies have been actually doing some meaningful work. It's an Ether Lens Force Staff for Zayats. That's a lot of utility on a support to have at this point in the game. They're both very rich. Bayo, even Riddies, he's eyeing towards getting a Lotus Orb for himself here. If you've seen how effective that's been for PMA on his own. Gonna have to use the Crimson just to defend their buildings, and on the top side of the map, they're not getting anything meaningful in return, so they're gonna have to come back. But executing onto PMA, I mean, it's not really possible. You have to get Zayats, or you have to at least use the silence. I don't think you can even burst him, as we saw with the break. Maybe if you get him low enough with the strength, maybe you have a chance then, but I doubt it. And it doesn't seem like one would think they really do.
Radiant's top tower deserves just as much help as bottom. Dire's bottom barracks have fallen. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Oh, juice. Oh, the silence? He's fine.
Mega kill! Double kill!
Someone better help Dire's middle tower. Dire's middle tower just went down. Dire's middle barracks have fallen. It looks
Yeah,
like
there's
Dire
nothing
fortified
stopping them,
structures.
and this really is Navi's bread and butter. I feel like this is maybe one of the most Navi drafts you could get in recent times, with Got the Juices Brood being,
That's just
yeah,
cold.
maybe out of Huskar there, but Niku as well, very comfortable in the Pango. Very tough early game into Squad X, but has managed to get all of his levels, has managed to get his Ags, and holding onto the gem, and yeah, putting together a fight here is really a tall order. Even the Blink on Mankushi got canceled by a random Quill Spray. So not gonna quite be able to get an initiation yet. They're smoked up because they have to be. It's 21k deficit at 30 minutes here, Bayo. Can they find anything? Ooh. Oh no. No damage. I think it's over.
There's a DC. Someone's connection dropped.